Summer is coming to a close, but the endless tidal wave of new game releases is just beginning. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and here are the major new game releases we think you should be paying attention to in September 2025. Hollow Knight Silksong, the game we have all been waiting for, arrives on September 4th. This is another 2D action platformer and the sequel to Hollow Knight. Players control Hornet, a fast and agile character with expanded movement options such as sprinting, air dashing, and wall climbing. Unlike the original game's Knight, Hornet uses Silk instead of Soul to heal and activate abilities. Combat is faster paced, with Hornet wielding a needle that she can use to perform charged attacks and combinations. The game takes place in a new kingdom, filled with exactly what you'd expect: biomes, traps, and over 150 unique enemies. Exploration is once again central, with platforming challenges and hidden paths still a big part of the experience. A quest system has been added, allowing players to track objectives and interact with NPCs more directly. Crafting also enables Hornet to upgrade and create certain items. Silksong is not looking to reinvent the game that so many have come to love, but certainly seem to be expanding on the original idea for a new and highly anticipated experience. Hell Is Us, launching on September 4th, is a third-person action-adventure game set in a war-ravaged country called Hadia. Players control Remy, a man investigating his past in a strange supernatural phenomena. The game is built on exploration without traditional guidance. There's no maps, quest markers, or compasses. Players must navigate using visual clues and environmental storytelling. Combat is melee-focused, with stamina-based mechanics, but a handy drone provides a wide range of utility, augmenting Remy's primarily melee kit. The world is dark and mysterious, with places like trenches, ruins, and prisons blending war-torn realism with eerie supernatural elements. There's no HUD clutter, and the game avoids exposition-heavy dialogue, relying instead on visual storytelling, emphasizing atmosphere over heavy-handed spectacle. Hell Is Us is designed for players who enjoy discovery, challenging combat, and minimal hand-holding, and you can check out our full review video already on the channel. If you enjoyed Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, then check this out. On September 4th, you'll be able to dive into the game's first major DLC, The Order of Giants. This lengthy new quest is set amid the events of the main game and kicks off when Indy meets Father Ricci, a young priest in desperate need of assistance, tracking down a mysterious artifact. What starts as a typical treasure hunt soon becomes a perilous expedition as Indy uncovers the history of the Nephilim Order. The DLC is set to function like its own chapter within the main game, acting like an extremely complex side mission that help deepen the experience and understanding of the main game's campaign. If you haven't played the game before, it'll naturally pop up as you play, but if you've already finished the game, you'll simply need to head back to the Vatican where the quest will kick off. While the DLC will offer new secret areas, puzzles, and adversaries, The Order of Giants looks to build on what was already such a great core experience and blend it seamlessly into the main game. What I can only describe as Eastern European vibes meets Dead Space and Resident Evil gameplay, Cronos The New Dawn is set to release on September 5th, and boy is this one looking interesting. This brutal third-person survival horror game is set in a grim world where you play as a traveler, a nameless, faceless entity that works for the Collective as you jump between the wastelands of the future and 1980s-era Poland. The game constantly looks to pull you between the past and the future as you brave a world in the throes of The Change, a cataclysmic event that's brought humanity to the verge of extinction in order to locate key people from the past who perished in the apocalypse, bringing their essence into the future. Your survival in Cronos The New Dawn depends on your ability to strategize and plan ahead, as you need to manipulate temporal anomalies to clear a path through the environment, scavenging for every last drop of limited ammo and supplies along the way. What really makes us giddy about this one are the enemies. For those who have seen The Thing, the enemies here behave similarly. They are writhing masses born from the remnants of humanity and as you do away with them, they don't stay dead for long. Fallen enemies can be absorbed by others, becoming faster, tougher, and much deadlier. The only way to truly stop them is to burn their bodies and move fast. Hesitate, and the threat in front of you quickly gets out of hand. On September 10th, we're heading back to Arrakis and Dune Awakening for the first major continuation of the story in the Lost Harvest DLC. A massive airlifted spice harvester has been shot down, and inside lies secret cargo that could shake the very foundation of the conflict on the planet. For those that have thoroughly exhausted all story content within Dune Awakening, this should be a fresh injection of lore to dive into. In addition to the new story content, there will also be 3 new Imperial testing stations, new base decorations, armor and weapon skins, a new building tile set, and probably the most exciting addition, the Treadwheel. This all-new ground vehicle
Hello there.
features the ability to move backwards almost as quickly as you can move forwards, with an extremely tight turn radius that supposedly will make this a higher skill ceiling vehicle. With its own tech progression tree and the ability to carry a passenger, this might quickly become the preferred way to traverse the hostile sands. Alongside the DLC comes the first major free update to the game, expanding the origin story of our character, adding new dynamic encounters across Haga Basin and the Deep Desert, and giving us the ability to re-customize our characters. Toss in some new contracts to the major cities and all new archetype-themed armors, this should be a decent wave of new content. However, if you're looking for updates to the endgame, according to their roadmap, you'll have to wait until January when we can expect a complete overhaul. Borderlands 4 continues the first-person looter-shooter series, this time set on a new planet, Kairos. You'll take control of one of 4 new Vault Hunters, each with unique skill trees and abilities. Enhanced traversal mechanics such as double jumping, gliding, and grappling have all been introduced, making the game's exploration more frictionless and faster-paced. The game introduces new elemental effects like cryo and radiation, and combat includes a wide range of crowd control and AoE effect attacks. One Vault Hunter, Harlow, uses inventions for battlefield control and shielding, while another, Vex, can summon a number of spectral minions. Borderlands 4 is much more an open-world game with fewer loading screens and expanded verticality. Missions include dungeon-style areas like the Primordial Vault, which feature larger-than-life boss fights against enemies such as the Guardian Inceptus. Expect thousands of new weapons, a refined way to farm for gear, a few new manufacturers, and more explosions than you could ever imagine. Voyagers is built on a simple story of friendship. You and a co-op partner, either online or local, take control of red brick or blue brick, individual one-by-one bricks that you control independently. Through clever instances of platforming, brick building, and teamwork, you and your friend must solve countless environmental puzzles and avoid getting in each other's way. It has the makings of a good game, unique if nothing else, and even features the friend pass system, making it so only one player needs to actually own the game for both to play, a feature popularized by Hazelight Studios. After going hands-on ourselves, we can tell you the story is incredibly vague, but we do think this one could be a nice surprise that might otherwise fly under the radar. If you want to go into even more details on this game, check out our LEGO Voyagers preview already released on the channel. On September 19th, Dying Light: The Beast is set to hopefully revitalize the franchise with fresh gameplay innovations and a return to survival horror fundamentals. Players control Kyle Crane in the atmospheric wilderness of Castor Woods, a forested valley filled with diverse biomes like swamps, villages, and industrial ruins, now overrun by zombies. The game's first-person parkour is tailored for a more rural setting, encouraging vertical exploration and solving environmental puzzles. As with any game in the Dying Light series, 2 vastly different experiences await you during the day or at night, with the constant tension of a moving clock always pushing you forward. At the core of the gameplay is Beast Mode, a powerful temporary transformation made possible because of Crane's mutated DNA. In this state, you'll gain enhanced speed, strength, brutal melee abilities, and the option to hurl environmental objects at your enemies. Combat looks weightier, more visceral, and you'll even be able to utilize some off-road vehicles for both traversal and combat. Not only does this game feature 4-player co-op, but if you already own the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, you'll receive Dying Light: The Beast at no additional charge. For all you space-addicted fiends out there, September 19th could quite possibly be the start of the next great co-op game launching into early access. We are, of course, talking about Jump Space, a mission-based co-op space adventure that has the heart and spirit of Deep Rock Galactic, mixed with the web-like unknown mission encounters of roguelike games such as Slay the Spire. Upgrade your ship, explore a whole host of locations, and work together as a team to deal with emergencies that could otherwise end your run at any time. Pick a mission, select a ship, configure its equipment, and make strategic choices that toe the line of risk versus reward as you and your crew try to push further each and every mission. From ship-to-ship combat, boarding and sabotaging enemy vessels, and raiding robot-infested wrecks and facilities, everything is in the pursuit of loot and the resources to upgrade your components, unlock new ships, and customize your character to look badass during that next run. This one has a lot of community momentum around it, so don't be surprised when it pops off this September. Fans of Endless Legend, rejoice, because after a short delay, Endless Legend 2 is launching on September 22nd, bringing with it a host of new and returning features that aim to elevate this beloved but niche fantasy strategy game. Players will experience a dynamic world where cataclysmic events like ocean tides and environmental shifts constantly reshape the landscape, opening up new lands and opportunities for more strategic depth and replayability. A major feature of Endless Legend 2 is its strikingly diverse factions, each offering unique playstyles, strengths, and philosophies. Whether you choose a militant, battle-hardened race or a diplomatic faction seeking alliances, your strategy will be deeply influenced by the faction you choose. This encourages players to adapt and experiment with different tactics and playstyles as the game evolves. Players can either auto-resolve conflicts or dive into tactical turn-based battles, leveraging terrain, unit traits, and powerful battlefield abilities, with heroes adding another layer of depth with traits, equipment, and relationships, giving you an edge in battle. Strategic empire building is essential as you manage cities, resources, and districts to balance military, economic, and scientific growth. The constant push-pull of expansion and defense against both natural events and rival factions will truly test players that are fans of this genre, pushing you to the extreme. With a mix of exploration, deep faction mechanics, and a dynamically evolving world map, Endless Legend 2 looks to offer a rich, immersive experience worthy of a sequel. On September 25th, Silent Hill F looks to bring back the creepy, unsettling feeling that the franchise is known for, with a focus on psychological horror, dark environments, and hopefully a memorable story. While there aren't many details yet, fans can expect a game that dives into themes such as guilt and trauma, similar to previous Silent Hill titles, but in a more modern package as it relates to gameplay and the visuals. What's described as a return to form for the series, there is always the potential for something new and genuinely disturbing in those tense moments. The franchise has always been good at creating an eerie atmosphere that sticks with you long after you play, and Silent Hill F seems to continue that legacy. For longtime fans, it's a chance to experience a new chapter that plays off the series' roots, while hopefully offering something fresh and engaging for new players. At the end of the day, it's a fresh horror adventure that looks to explore the dark corners of the mind and keep players on edge. We know this won't be for everyone, but if you're in the market for a new dark and twisted game to add to your collection, who knows? This could be it. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles is a tactical RPG remake launching September 30th. It retains the isometric grid-based combat of the original, with turn-based battles governed by a charged time system. Units act when their CT reaches 100, and terrain affects movement and positioning. The game features over 20 job classes, including Geomancer, Dragoon, and Time Mage, each with unique abilities. Players earn job points to unlock skills which can be equipped across different jobs. Permadeath returns, and if a unit isn't revived within a few turns, it's lost forever. Outside combat, players navigate a node-based world map, visiting towns to recruit units, buy gear, and accept side quests. The remake includes two modes: Classic, faithful to the 1997 version, and Enhanced, which adds voice acting, HD visuals, autosave, and difficulty options like Squire mode for newcomers. Last but certainly not least, LEGO Party releases on September 30th, and it's exactly what you think it sounds like. Mario Party meets the world of LEGO, and I have to say, I think it's about time another major franchise looked to compete in the space Nintendo has occupied and dominated for so long. This 4-player party game is hopefully built different. You'll compete against your friends in various challenge zones across 60 different mini-games as you try to become the player with the most golden bricks. The best part is that they have the entire span of LEGO sets to tap into, like Pirates, Space, and Ninjago, plus a ton more, meaning this game could potentially feature some of the wildest variety and humor possible in a 4-player party game. Genuinely, this looks like a blast, and Livid and I are strongly considering diving in just to let off some steam. So there you have it, 13 massive games and updates coming out this September. If we missed a game you think we should have included, leave us a comment down below, and as always, if you appreciate the work that goes into making these videos, drop us a like and consider subscribing. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.